So we've been listening to your feedback, and one of the things that comes up time and time again is the need for more inputs and outputs to control a wider range of engines, including those with direct injection. So that's why our team of engineers set to work designing a product that's got all of the specs you've come to expect from a Link ECU, such as onboard logging and heaps of motorsport features, but now includes new things such as two wideband controllers, Wi-Fi connectivity, and the ability to control up to 12 cylinders with sequential injection and direct spark. This is the G5 Voodoo Pro, putting real magic into your hands and opening up a new world of possibilities with the ability to control both port and direct injection engines, more injector and ignition drives, advanced communications, and many more features. The G5 Voodoo Pro is our most flexible, powerful and advanced ECU to date, designed from the ground up to help you unleash the full potential of your engine. The hardware features that are in this ECU differ slightly from Link's previous range of ECUs, so in this video we'll walk you through the G5 Voodoo Pro, what's new and how it can vastly improve your build. The easiest place to start with is the visual design of the ECU itself. Now as you can see, it looks completely different to our previous products. The new design means you can now install the product in a location suited to your vehicle setup thanks to these conveniently located threaded holes. While our G4X ECUs have up to 2 header plugs, the G5 Voodoo Pro comes with 3. Header A, Header B, and Header E, which are on the front of the unit. We'll go into those in more detail shortly. On the back, there's a few more ports, which includes the USB-C connector, that's for connecting your ECU to PC Link, a CAN connector, a GPS connector, along with a connection for a Wi-Fi antenna. The addition of an extra header plug means that we can support a host of extra inputs and outputs, which we'll cover shortly. But for now, let's look at the plugs in detail. If you've used the Link G4X Extreme X, then you will be familiar with both Header A and Header B. On the G5 platform, their layout remains exactly the same, except for pin 6 on Header A, where the old 8V supply has been replaced with a dedicated ignition switch pin, and pin 14 on Header B, which is now another analog input. With the addition of Header E, you can now utilise the additional inputs and outputs that the G5 Voodoo Pro has to offer. Additional ignition and injection pins have been added to this plug, meaning there are now 12 dedicated injection pins plus 4 multi-purpose injector or ignition pins. You can also have up to 12 ignition pins by using the 8 dedicated pins plus the 4 multi-purpose pins. This means that you can control up to 12 cylinders with sequential injection and direct spark, or up to 8 cylinders with sequential staged injection and direct spark. When it comes to auxiliary outputs, there's now a minimum of 14 and a maximum of up to 30 available to use, which is dependent on your setup and application. As well as the ability to use any spare injector or ignition pins as an auxiliary, there are 2 H bridges located at pins 9 and 10 and 11 and 12, along with 8 pins that are multi-purpose. There are 2 onboard wideband lambda controllers, each utilising several pins on the E-plug, including auxiliary pins 13 and 14 for the 2 wideband heaters. Previously on Header B, the eyes 9 and 10 were shared with CAN 2 high and CAN 2 low. This CAN bus can now be found on Header E, while the DI pins remain on Header B, therefore increasing the number of available digital inputs. As the G5 Voodoo Pro now has a dedicated ignition switch input and an internal hold power relay, setting up ECU hold power is much easier. This feature allows you to set up the ECU to remain powered on for a specific period after switching your vehicle off using the key. This could be used for things such as allowing your fan to run for a few seconds after engine off, or for an idle speed control motor to park. Also, the dedicated ignition switch simplifies wiring by not requiring an external main relay. Details on how to set all of this up can be found in the PC Link help file. An added bonus of the new internal hold power relay and ignition switch setup is that all the auxiliary, injection and ignition outputs are backfeed protected. This means no more pesky rewiring when factory solenoids are constantly powered. Connecting to your ECU is now easier than ever. Most of you will have previously connected to your ECU using one of these, an older round plug style USB connector cable. Well, we've now removed the need for this cable. Bye bye. and instead connection is achieved by using a standard USB-C cable. Using this increases the speed that your computer can communicate with the ECU, with speeds of up to 480 megabits per second. But we've also added the ability to connect your ECU via Wi-Fi, and you can do this in one of two ways. You can set up the ECU as an access point and connect directly to it, or you can put the ECU into client mode, which will allow you to add the device to an existing network. The G5 Voodoo Pro has 3 LED lights which are used to communicate many different states and messages, including login status, connectivity status, and fault codes. LED 1 relates to the ECU power and fault codes. LED 2 relates to Wi-Fi connectivity, while LED 3 relates to onboard login and GPS. For example, here we can see LED 1 is a solid blue, which means that the ECU has hold power active. And here LED 3 is flashing between green and white, which tells us that GPS is enabled and that logging on the ECU has also been enabled. For a full list of the different LED combinations and what they mean, have a look in the PC Link help file or on our website. The final hardware addition to the Voodoo Pro is its GPS capability. By adding a GPS antenna to the ECU, you can now log a host of new data, such as GPS location, GPS speed, and UTC time at up to 50 samples per second. Not only can this data be recorded and reviewed in your PC Link log files, but it can also be exported and loaded into third-party software packages and apps to track your vehicle on racetracks and other locations. So as you can see, the G5 Voodoo Pro is a huge step up from our previous product range, and it has a lot of new hardware features to offer, which opens up lots of new possibilities for your application. As always, should you have any questions on the product, feel free to contact our technical support team or your nearest Link reseller for more information on the G5 Voodoo Pro. To see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the Link Engine Management YouTube channel and to hit the bell to be notified of any new content. Thanks for watching.